Greetings metal community, it's Roger back with another video, another collection update. Yeah, a bunch of CDs and vinyls, just gonna go through them. Some of them faster than others, but in the background we have Morbific with ominous heap of putridity. It's a Finnish death metal band, pretty like slow to mid paced, heavy as fuck. Great stuff. And I've seen this been talked about, so I guess everybody knows that one. Then I got in one today, actually. It's a split between Impure Declaration and the Nekus. And the title of this, I don't remember. I think it had a title, but yeah. Impure Declaration is a band from Poland. They play death doom, dirty death metal, doomy, great stuff. I have a demo or stuff, something like that from 2019 that was pretty good. And you know, Nekus is a German three-piece that plays very down-tuned, dirty. The guitar sound is a little bit towards Portal, but apart from that, they are not like as difficult as Portal can be. A great band, and a really cool split EP, and also Impure Declaration do a pretty good cover of the Gate of Nana by Beherit. So I'm not a big fan of covers, but when you do splits and EPs, you can throw in a cover song. That's okay by me. Then some doomy death doom, close to funeral doom at some time. Pantheist with the album Journey Through Lands Unknown. I've been like trying to get more Pantheist in my collection. I have only had the O Solitude and Amartia or whatever it's called. Never heard this album before I got it, and I was quite surprised. This is really something different than the other albums. Still a lot of death doom, doomy death, normal doom, but this feels like almost like a death metal musical in a way. There's a lot of different voices here. There's a lot of tempo change, a lot of cool stuff going on, and I really get sucked into this album when I listen to it. I kind of, as I said, it's I visualize like a stage with all the members on it and everybody involved acting out on a stage, and really cool, kind of a dramatic album, not like, but dramatized album or dramatized music in a way, and that's really good. Very surprised. The earlier stuff is very doomy, but this is much more up-paced and much more tempo change. So a really great album by Pantheist. Then I bought the first Majestic Downfall. I didn't have this in my collection, and Personal Records reissued this, or released this a couple of years ago, I think. This is the least good album by Majestic Downfall. It's kind of unfinished, a little bit thin in the sound, and it's an okay listen, but I just wanted it to complete my collection of Majestic Downfall, which I in general like very much. Then of course Warflurch, with Psychedelic Realms of Hell, their new album. Yeah, pretty damn good death metal. Kind of, I don't like intros and outros, and here are intros and outros to every song. I mean, the first intro is damn cool, it builds up nicely to the song and fits very well. The outro I don't understand, I haven't read the lyrics, has probably something to do with it. And you know, there's an intro that's over a minute long, they're just sitting waiting for something to happen, and kinds of boring me, but the metal in here are the main reason why you listen to this album. Is just killer stuff, and it's getting better and better for every time I listen to this. I listen to this 7 or 8 times now, and just keeps getting better. I just have to get past these intros and outros, but yeah, everybody knows Wharflurch, so I guess everybody will show that at some point. Then I bought Christ Agony Legacy. This came out in 2017. Dig it back with a booklet as well, and some, you know, commercial stuff for the guitar they use, probably sponsored by. Yeah, Christ Agony, Polish black metal mid-paced. I really enjoyed their first 3 or 4 albums. Then I kind of got tired of them because they were not changing up very much in the early days, and it kind of got boring in the end. But this was much fresher, much more variated in tempo, and a pretty good listening. So if you kind of did like me with Christ Agony and jumped off of them after 4 albums, do check them out, because I mean, this was a nice surprise. Didn't pay much for it. Then we have Rotten Caskets. I don't remember what country this was. This a band from Netherlands, I think. This is a compilation of their 2 EPs. This is, you know, HM2 Swedish death metal sounding, but they also have a little bit of Asphyx in them, I feel, sometimes, and yeah, it's a pretty good listen. Good songs, but you know, there's tons of this type of death metal, so it might drown in the overall. Then I bought this Catastrophic EP. If you can look at the picture, you might recognize Mr. Perez from Obituary. This sounds a bit like Obituary, especially the guitar tone, but also the vocals are, he's in the vein of Tardy, not as, you know, thick and brutal as Tardy in the voice, but he has the same way of yeah, shouting or screaming out the words. So I don't know if this was kind of done when Obituary was taking things slow, but I have the full length as well, which is a bit better than this, but there are some real cool songs here, and I mean, I love Obituary, so Catastrophic with Born into Bondage. Over to the vinyl. This, I believe, is a band from Hungary called Molis Sepulcrum, and the title Left for the Worms. And by watching this, you think Swedish sounding death metal, HM2, yeah, correctly. But this is more kind of, I get a lot of, you know, Nothing But Death Remains with Edge of Sanity on this. If that was played a little bit faster. Also the vocals, he has kind of the same. It's not similar to Don Svane's damn good voice, but he has kind of the same way of singing, and yeah, it makes me think of that, and it's a good EP. Black vinyl, and there's a lyric sheets and with a lot of lyrics. So yeah, pretty cool album, and it's getting better and better. There are some kind of details in here that, as I said in the beginning, it was just another HM2 Swedish death metal, but when I started to get into it, it popped up some old Edge of Sanity feel to it, and that's always good. Then we are going to it's Finland, Asphodelus. Liam showed the I'm going to show that later, the Stygian Dreams record a couple of videos ago. I've been planning on buying that album for a long time, but I just put it off. I don't know why. And then I went to a seller that had this as well, so of course I bought it both. Musically, I get a lot of old Catatonia, Dance of December Souls, but also some like Ophthalmia. Yeah, that's basically what you get. You get that kind of slow, like kind of a little bit dry death metal, weird and twisted as the old Catatonia was, and yeah, great stuff. This EP is kind of there are two main songs, and there are two more like instrumental, but yeah, great EP. And you all have watched Liam from the Death Doom Metalhead. He showed this album, and much of the same stuff, old Catatonia for sure, and some Ophthalmia, and a great album. It's kind of standing out compared to a lot of other stuff that's coming out in the same vein as this music, but it's kind of very neat to have something unique in these days are pretty rare. And you can say, but they sound like old Catatonia, but there's not many bands who sound like that. And cool embossed writings on it, and a very nicely done, and a damn good album. You have to put it into the Death Doom category, of course, but it's kind of more than that. Great stuff. Then a band has been planning on checking out for many years, and that's Pyrexia from US. This is a reissue of their Sermon of Mockery that came out in '93. This band reformed in 2000 or 2001. I've released 4 or 5 albums since that. I have listened a little bit to the 2018 album, and it sounds pretty good. But I was kind of thinking why don't start at the beginning with this band. This was a colored, kind of a grey marbled stuff in here. There's something going on there. I don't know if it shows, but yeah, I don't mind grey vinyl actually. But yeah, this is the music is death metal from the 90s. Sounds like it as well, of course. I would say early Suffocation is a pretty... Yeah, I'm not missing the mark much by saying like Effigy the Forgotten and the Human Waste. So yeah, check out Pyrexia if you want to have some old school death metal. Then another old one I bought on vinyl, and I wanted this for a long time, and that's Loudblast, Disincarnate. I love Loudblast, and this was the first album that I kind of have found their sound. The album before this was much more thrash infused. This album is kind of the style they still are playing, and it's really cool to listen to this album and listen to the newer stuff and just see that you can hear it's Loudblast, but of course they have been improving. A very nice thick cardboard with pictures and lyrics. Was a color vinyl, and no, I don't like transparent vinyl. This is a smoky transparent, yeah, but it's cool when you put it on the black. If you put the black behind it, it does look pretty good. So it's not the worst I have, but you know, transparent vinyl is not bueno. But you know, I love this album, and I only have this on a like a CD box set, and that box set only have like promo cardboard covers. So I always have wanted a real edition of this album, and I'm very happy to have it. Great death metal from France. Then I bought a box set of a old classic band from Sweden. I saw a video. I don't remember who showed this, and there's not often that I get goosebumps when I open a package. You know, I know what I get, and but when I saw this one, I got goosebumps. And you know, it's of course Unleashed box set, you know, with all the early stuff, or the and you have the pictures behind here. You get 7 vinyls. You see that, wait, there's 8. No, because the cool thing about this box set is that, you know, this booklet is just fantastic. It's a beauty, you know, with lyrics and interviews, pictures. It's kind of difficult to show, but it's just fantastic. A great booklet with all the covers, you know, all pictures. Great stuff. I mean, I love Unleashed, and you know, one of these vinyls I never had, you know, the Hell's Unleashed, I never had on any format, but that's the reason why is that I don't think that is a very good album. By far their least good album. I can just show them. The vinyl themselves are pretty plain, you know. There's of course nothing in it. The black vinyl, because you have the booklet. So it's kind of, but you know, this album is just, When All Life Dwells is, yeah, it should be rated as a classic in Swedish death metal, because it's one of the really standout albums back in the days. But Unleashed back in the days were not, at least for me, like a big band. I had the 2 first, or heard the 2 first albums. But with this one I kind of forgot a little bit about the whole band. And Across the Open Sea, this is the kind of the first Viking themed album, or like all through Viking album. Victory, Warrior, my second least favorite album. There's some pretty damn good tracks on here, but it's kind of uneven. I haven't listened to this album for probably 20 years, and I should do so. It's probably 20 years since it came out, but yeah, I need to revisit this and give it a fair chance. But you know, I went back when I started listening to Unleashed again. It was Sworn Allegiance. This is a great album as well. So yeah, that was all there was in that box. But I mean, and you don't pay much for each vinyl if you take the price of the box and what you get from it. So so it's a pretty good deal. If you don't have the Unleashed material and you want it, you just buy that box set because it's really good. Yeah, that was all I had for this video. There will be more. I'm starting to reorganize my vinyl collection into my new shelvings, and therefore I'm gonna pick out stuff from my collection and show it. It won't be like starting with A and going through. It will be randomly letters, and you just see how it goes. And yeah, that was all. Thanks for watching, and thanks to all the new subscribers that I got. Liam was kind enough to give me a good shout out, and suddenly there was much more subscribers than I thought I had. So thanks to all of you guys, and thanks of course to Liam. Have a good evening and a good weekend. Vi kjøst.